Welcome to the first lecture on this course. So before we deep dive into preparation of LSMW in SAP system, I wanted to briefly talk about what is LSMW. So I just wanted to give you a brief introduction of an LSMW. So what is LSMW? So LSMW stands for Legacy System Migration Workbench. It's a tool provided by SAP in R3 system, and obviously in the market you have you have a tool from IBM Data Stage, and then we have another tool from SAP, which is kind of you have to buy the company basically have to buy with the extra license, it's called SAP Data Services. But this is kind of a built-in tool in SAP standard R3 system, where you can basically uh, use that for your master data and transactional data conversion activities. So LSMW stands for Legacy System Migration Workbench. What is that used for? Purpose or usage of an LSMW, as I mentioned, for the master data or transaction data conversion, we use LSMW. But obviously, as I mentioned, like we have other tools too. So obviously, it's one of the option, which is kind of a already built-in tool within SAP you can use instead of spending extra money on the other softwares, and then obviously the add-on expenses on the top of it. So obviously if you are working as an end user or a consultant, you gotta be knowing about LSMW, because obviously it's a very smart tool uh, for actually mass data conversion. And obviously if it is a master data or transactional data, it does not really matter, but you can use that for both purposes. And even though not just the conversion, but also, let's say the company wanted to create like 100 GL accounts, or maybe 100 vendor master, or 100 customer master. So obviously you can just use that tool, which can create that master data very quickly rather than creating them manually. So uh, let's talk about the phases of an LSMW. So based on functionality, it can be divided. Obviously, there are tons of documentations out there regarding the LSMW, but really from I just simplified that in a much extent as I can, just to give you understanding of so instead of too many phases of an LSMW, what I have gone through, I have read through in many in many companies, and obviously in many training documents, I just tried to consolidate them into three phases. So the first phase we have is it's a preparation phase, where we do all of our configuration as a part of LSMW. Uh, then the second phase is the demonstration phase. What I meant from demonstration is basically we are basically doing a demo of our whatever, like the data we have prepared. We can basically get a real-time demo of that, how the system is reading it, and how and obviously we can based on that demo we can determine if we are getting the right data, and obviously either we have a right file prepared for that data or not. And then the last phase of this LSMW, I call this execution phase, where basically after looking at after viewing that data and making sure it looks good, then we basically execute our LSMW to have this mass data created in the system, or have the transaction data created or posted in the system. Let's talk about the import methods. So from the LSMW perspective, we have four data import methods we can use for master data or transaction data conversion in SAP in our LSMW. So what are these methods? So these are batch input recording, standard or direct input, IDOCs, and BAPI. So in this course, we will be covering the first two, the batch input recording and standard direct input, which are kind of most commonly used uh, data conversion methods we are using in today's real-time world. And obviously, you can use IDOCs and BAPI as well. Then obviously, if you are working as a functional consultant, then you have to involve the technical or a development team on that in that endeavor. So if we, I just wanted to add few words regarding the project. So the master data conversion, as long as any master data or transactional data conversion is involved, the master data or the conversion or master data or transaction data conversion is kind of a key activity in any of your project. And obviously it's a very having the knowledge of LSMW plays a key role in your skills development as a part of a member in a project. So it was all about in this quick brief lecture about LSMW. I will stop here and I will see you in our next lecture where we will deep dive into preparation of our LSMW.